Hey Realm Walkers, welcome back. We're here for another episode of our Nightingale 101 series where we teach you the basics of the game to kind of help you break down that learning curve. Today we're going to cover the guidebook, right? So I'm going to hit tab really quick to jump right in, and that'll take us to our inventory. Your guidebook is the third tab over, and it will drop you right here in the crafting menu. Typically, you can find this by hitting C. If I exit out and hit C real quick, it'll also bring it up. But yes, so this is your crafting menu. This will house everything you have unlocked. Key point there is you have to have unlocked it, but it will house everything you can currently craft. So if ever you are curious about, oh, what bench crafts that thing that I was looking for, instead of running around your whole base looking for that specific bench, you can come in here and look for the item you want to craft, and it will tell you what bench you can craft it at, right? So these makeshift things are what you can first craft. There is no bench, but if I were to go to animal fiber, it's going to tell me I can craft it at the simple tanning station. So you get the general gist of it, right? All right, so from crafting, we're going to move into building menu. This is a very similar concept, except it is everything that you can build, also accessed by hitting the B key on your keyboard. At the top, it'll have everything new, right, that you've unlocked, but it will also have everything that you have unlocked, whether it be building pieces, crafting and refining, light sources, etc., etc. So we're going to use the campfire because it's a great primer for everything that is in here information-wise. All right, so starting at the top, we can see, obviously, it's the campfire. Right directly to the left of it, we have its augmentation type, which is cooking. Underneath it, we can see it's tier 1 and a fire source. Directly below that in the next section is what it's going to take to craft whatever item you're clicking on, right? So if I switch through, you can kind of see there. So this one takes 6 rocks. Below that, we have the augmentation section. So this right here tells you how many augmentation slots this given station has. It's only 4, which is pretty low, but it is the basic, the very basic of basic when it comes to cooking stations. So you can use 4 different slots to either augment the time or add new recipes to it, etc., etc. Underneath that, it tells you what valid augmentations will basically work with the station, right? So we have boil type augmentations, butcher, cooking, fermentation, fishing, magic, well lit, and hunting. So anything that is of this category will work to augment this type of station. And then underneath that, we have the traits that this station itself emits, right? So these are duplicated. I think it's an early access thing, but it transmits warmth and it transmits light. So it will give the well lit bonus to anything that's in its vicinity. And before I show that to you guys, I'm just going to quickly hit the following recipes section. So this is what this basic station without any augments will give you. And you will see and experience all these in your very first tutorial phase. This is more so to show you that you can always reference it back in the guidebook, right? Harkening back to the traits emitted, we see where it has warm and well lit. I'm going to come down here really quick to resting and show you how this could benefit something else, right? So if we go to resting and we hit bedroll, again, it tells you, it doesn't have a lot of information here because it doesn't act as an augment, right? But it's a bedroll, it's tier 1, it takes 6 sticks, 6 plant fiber, but it does accept augmentations and it accepts well lit. So if we were to use the campfire near the bedroll, it's gonna augment the benefits we get from the bedroll. So that will prolong your rested bonus. Very similar to Valheim, like with your comfort level of your overall base, like what it provides you. This campfire or any kind of light source, whether it be candle, chandelier, wall torch, etc., will kind of help prolong your overall rested bonus. All right, with that, we're going to go ahead and move out of the building menu over to the journal menu. This is just your very basic journal functionality. You will have seen this if you've ever played really an RPG game. MMOs have it. Some other crafting survival games have them. But this tracks your active quests. As far as I have seen in early access, it does not track your completed quests. It's something that personally I think I would like to have. But for today, it's functional, right? The current quest that we are on is Unlock the Antiquarian Site of Power. Over on the right, you do have your rewards you're going to get for that quest completion. Over here, you have the like strict objective you're looking for. We're trying to get a 20 gear score. This character is currently at 13, so we kind of can see our progress. And at the bottom here, you have like a lore tie-in to why you're working towards that. And then we have our secondary quest here, which is just to purchase a simple sewing bench. And with that, you kind of get the general idea of what purpose the journal serves, right? Moving on, we have challenges, and arguably this may be the best kept secret of Nightingale, mostly because we all forget to come in here and check it. So on this character, because we're having those difficulties, I don't have a whole lot of challenges I can come in and test with you guys. But what I can do is show you some that we have completed already. So typically you're going to see some check marks. I'm not sure why they're all here. You know, they're not here now. But you'll see a green check mark, and if you have completed it and not collected it, there will be a little chest icon right here. And over here, down here, we'll show you like what rewards it gives you, and there'll be a claim button right about where rewards is now. One thing I will give as a quick tip to anyone that's been playing a while, if you're struggling with the new repair costs after the bug fix, make sure you're coming in and checking your challenge journal, because you may be sitting on, like, as an example, right? This one plus this one, that's 2,000. You may be sitting on thousands of basic essence dust that you just haven't claimed. And you can come in here and grab it real quick to really help you adjust to those new, you know, repair expectations. All right, moving on, we're going to hit the glossary really quick. So this is a great area, and it's still a work in progress. I'm not sure if, yeah, because I haven't found all these yet. So as far as I understand it, this is still a work in progress, but it's meant to house all the various items in the game and show you where you can find them, right? So a raw gem, tier 1 fabled rook should be in realm power all, and then desert, right? So you can come in here and kind of get a little background of what the item is, the realm power you need to be after, and then the realms that it can be found in. So the glossary, I think it's a work in progress, like I said, but it will be super helpful because it's basically an in-game wiki for items. All right, moving on to the Codex. This is your lore house. The Codex is your place for lore. So Hermetic Primer, these are the little tooltips you get that pop up about game functions. So we have cooking, we have durability, we have the guidebook, we have essences, but they're all written to tell you a little bit about these things from, and I don't want to spoil a whole lot, but it's either from like a lore character from the overall world building or someone you may have the possibility of meeting later on in the game. So these are really cool little quick tips from a lore perspective, right? And then miscellaneous is really cool because all the lore notes you find in the world, you do not have to read them in the moment. I'll use this one down here, the Veil Between Us, as an example. It tracks every one of them that you pick up, so you can come back and read them if and when you ever feel like it. And you can just kind of scroll through it here in this menu format, or you can click read and get the whole immersive background that you do whenever you originally pick it up, which is really cool. All right, so closing out of that and moving on to how to play. This one is very similar to the Codex, but you unlock these as you experience them. And they are written more so from like a basic tooltip as opposed to like a lore mindset, if that makes sense. So like aid fellow survivors tells you about aid quests and kind of gives you a little background. Same thing for Bastilles of Intellect, Bastilles of Might, clear the enemies, which is an occupation, etc., etc. Tells you a little bit about favors and all that kind of stuff. And then the last and arguably the most important tab in your guidebook is the Traders tab. This will tell you, and I'm not going to scroll down through here because I don't want to spoil anything for beginners, but this will tell you everything that any essence trader and any tier of biome biome realm has in their shop. So I'll show you the Abeyance one because that's your first one. It's no real spoilers, but I'll kind of show you what they have here. You can go through here, see what realm cards they have, what simple items they have, light sources, all this stuff. So if you're planning, a base build, or you're stuck where you can't seem to progress, or you're like missing a refining station or something and you don't really know why you can't get where you need to go, always come back in here and check your traders tab to make sure you're not missing something from a previous realm. You may have just flown through it. You thought you had everything and you didn't really get what you needed. Come back in here and make sure you have everything you need to. So this is a great reference point for either catching things you've missed as you've progressed through the various tiers of realms, or planning out your progression, or finding that certain thing you really need to go and grab, whether it be, new storage types or a new furniture type. You can come in here and really see where they're all at and all that stuff. All right, and with that, guys, I'm going to take us inside so it's a tad bit quieter. But I thank you guys for joining us. I'm sorry we were not in Test Castle, but I hope these tips were helpful. And with that, I'll try and wave here, and I will catch you in the next episode. Sage out.